overlay. Clark, go ahead.
Oh, fuck. I probably should have asked like where my intro should go. But hello, I'm Cleric, local screw up. You can find me on the internet doing stupid things on Twitter and on TikTok at Cleric_34. I'm playing. Should I do the whole spiel or just like a brief one?
You can do the whole spiel. Introduce your character as
Oh my
well.
god, the whole spiel. I am one of the co-hosts of a show called MFA. I'll talk what that show is. I'll say at the end of the stream. But yeah, co-host of MFA, and I'll be playing Gabriel, the ghoul, using he/they pronouns. Thrill seeker, idiot. That's it. Only two descriptors.
Those are good ones. Amanda, who are you?
Hi, I'm Amanda. I use she, her pronouns, and I am TTRPG's co-tech as well as general TTRPG player and Twitter fiend and Dice Goblin. Um, let's see, I am super excited to be playing Sage, who uses she, they pronouns, and Sage is playing off the Sasquatch playbook, which I believe is one of the expansion playbooks.
It is. Milan, who are you?
Hey, I'm Milan, also known as Mallard on the internet. I use he and they pronouns, and I will be playing Cal Wisteria, who uses they and them pronouns. I'm using the werewolf playbook, so no clue what monster I am. Who would know? Only Cal
History.
does.
Mm-hmm. And VJ.
Hi, I'm VJ Stonecraft. You can find me on Twitter at VJ_Stonecraft. Tonight I'm playing Cordelia Pod. She's a Selkie, which is not one of the core rule books. It's an expansion or an edit. She's been trapped on the ship, her seal pelt has been stolen, and she just wants to be your friend.
You get creative here at TTRPG with expansion playbooks. I'm Max. As I often say, I play everybody else. But if you're talking to me personally, I use he, they pronouns. And if we were a TV show, this is where the theme song would be, but we're not. So let's jump right into it.
Just imagine your favorite theme song in your head. That's what's playing right now.
Imagine Monster Mash in your head.
I feel like it's Monster Mash meets DuckTales, the theme song.
Life is like a hurricane. Oh, this is not good for my ADHD.
Semester at sea.
Yeah. All right. A Sweet Life on Deck, I think, might be where my brain has gone. But yeah, let me take you to a ship that is currently in the ocean. Out in Europe currently. This ship is the Bastion. It's a slightly outdated cruise liner by today's standards, and hence why it has been demoted or perhaps just adjusted to be a semester at sea ship for this year being its 11th year as such. Semester at Sea is a college program that is almost self-explanatory in the name. You go live on a cruise ship, you go to different destinations while attending your classes on board, something global experience, something it's only for rich people in real life, but we live out our fantasies. Just as midterms have come to pass for the semester at sea students on Bastion, classes have begun to return to their normal schedules. The ship is on the move to another port. You will all be docking in Venice within the next 2 days. But right now, you are still kind of far out. If you look out your balconies or off the main deck, there isn't any land in sight at the moment. But that's fine because most of the ship is supposed to be in one class or another right now. And for all of you, that is the most dreaded class on anyone's roster in their semester at sea semester. I guess I don't have to say that twice. Semester at sea is the Maritime Safety and History class, which is a required pick taught for seemingly a long time. Even some of your younger professors and other younger staff members you might be friends with who are alums of the program remember having to take this themselves. Uh, and you all have to take it with all of the other students who are only here for one semester or are here on a first semester of multiple. So, as you head to class, it's kind of a big rush. This is a big class because it's required by everybody. It's held in what would be a performance venue on the cruise ship. So think about like almost like a movie theater kind of seating. But what I would like to know is where everybody is coming from on their way here. And I will go in reverse order of your introductions. And I will first ask, what is Cordelia up to today before attending class?
So prior to going to class, Cordelia is near the pool that is on the ship, but she's not in the water. She's not practicing swimming. She's just kind of sitting on one of the like sunning chairs by herself, just kind of staring at the water. Like she would really, really like to get into it, but isn't quite willing to do that. Not sure if it's because she's around people or if she's a little bit nervous to do that without her pelt, but for whatever reason, she's not getting in the water. She's just staring at it.
Now, is
Looking
this
very sad.
is this something that she often does, or is this kind of the first time that Cordelia has found themselves at the pool in this situation?
Oh, I'm pretty sure this is how Cordelia spends most of her time. If they're not in class, they're usually, staring at the pool, staring at the ocean, sometimes kind of singing a sad little song to themselves that you might catch if you were to listen. But this is pretty normal Cordelia behavior.
Okay, so none of your classmates and peers, people that you share the ship with, really seem to take any kind of interest or worry in this because they have seen you before. If they've been around, there's a lifeguard on duty who always keeps an eye and locks eyes with you at some point. And he actually kind of knows what time it is when you're going to leave for class, kind of following the same routine. And he taps that waterproof watch of his as it comes to be about 15 minutes before your class when you usually head out.
So when I see him tap at his watch, Cordelia will straighten up, open her eyes, wave at him as if to say, "Thank you for the reminder," and they will get up and they will go to class.
Okay. Who was next in the reverse order that I already don't remember? Milan, yeah. Where are you heading? Or where are you heading from, I should say?
Well, I'm heading towards the same class as everyone should be. I am coming from probably wherever my room would be. So still trying to get settled in as Cal is new around here. Well,
yes.
Yeah.
In my mind, this is it's like it used to be a cruise liner, so like the staterooms are made into dorm rooms. So all of those rooms that would have like double twin beds are double dorm rooms now. You kind of lack any kind of like kitchen common area because of the nature of the ship, but it's at least centrally located. So you are coming from your room, and do you have a roommate who is home at the moment?
I actually don't think the roommate's home yet. I don't think they've moved in yet.
Okay, so we've had some switching around, perhaps. So the other side of your room is oddly vacant. It evokes a certain kind of strange emotion to see the other side of your room empty, and then behind it, when you kind of look out that balcony, also seeing kind of nothing but ocean. It's a strange sense of alone out here. That is something that most people usually don't have to contend with in their lives. Um, roll. This is usually not a DM imposed roll, but I'm going to impose it on you. Can you roll Gaze into the Abyss for me?
Right? Let me pull that up on the reference sheet.
You roll with dark,
Yeah.
and you usually say
that's-
what you're looking for, but I'm the one who knows.
So I have rolled a 5 minus 1.
Wait, Gavolt. Okay. So, you know what? You're getting him out of the way. And that's what counts.
Not how it usually goes for me, but hopefully you're right.
Okay. Yes, because this is a non-traditional role, non-traditional consequence as well. So you can mark experience for failing the roll with a 4, and you also kind of, in looking at this, you get kind of lost in it. You're staring out at it, and when you look at something that's like uninterrupted, it's easy to kind of lose the focus in your eyes. Once you finally, like, the ship hits a wave that rocks a little bit and snaps you back into it, you have a really serious migraine, and you are also just running like a minute behind. You're gonna have to hustle to get to your class on time. Amanda, where's Sage coming from before class today?
I feel like Sage would have been coming from their dorm, but she can't find it, so she's just hauling all of her luggage with her because she is just lost. Like, so you just see this like girl with frizzy hair, like dressed in all kinds of like just weird colorful clothes with like a bonsai tree and like a giant overstuffed bag, just like walking around trying to find where their dorm is.
So they haven't been to their dorm yet at all at this point.
No. No, they were
Okay.
a little late getting to the orientation.
Yes.
Kind of a last minute
so
addition.
Yeah. So most students on the ship know at this point that TJ, who was another student, had a sort of mental health crisis and left the program once it had started, which allowed another student, who was Sage, to take their place on the roster. And Sage was picked up at the last port when they left this morning. You guys had been docked, I want to say probably in Naples, for a few days, and you picked up Sage before you headed out. And as you are walking around, kind of lost, you've made it away from the kind of main Galleria area where like the different like shops would have been on a ship. Not all of them are open now, and the kind of the lobby. You've made it to the residential area, dare I say, but the aft and the port and the starboard is a little bit confusing for someone who just got here. And luckily, there is there is a kind of like a custodial staff member pushing her cleaning cart through the hallway, where she sees you looking lost, and she says, "Oh, that's a what you call it, a bonsai tree, the little tiny ones."
Yeah, it's a bonsai. Are you interested in gardening like I am?
Oh, there's not much to be had gardening on this ship.
Oh.
I've seen a few people grow some successful plants.
Okay. Well, and she digs and pulls out from their back pocket. So I'm trying to find my first class, and I don't know where to go. So I'm hoping maybe you could help me.
Oh, I always see that. and she leans over your shoulder to look at the paper. I presume that this is like a program that was given to you. Yeah. So she looks at your classes. There's like a few quiet moments of, the reading, nodding, evaluation stage. She goes, "Oh, you have maritime. That makes sense." And she kind of gestures at the suitcase and whatnot. She goes, "You're gonna be just fine. You don't even have to pay attention. You're gonna go." And she kind of like leans close to you to start like pointing in like the correct directions that would send you to an elevator and then down the correct hallway to the hall where the class meets. And then looking at you and your program for another moment, she says, "And when you're done, when you come back looking for the room, you kind of go," and she flips the paper over and makes like a kind of like a line that would be a walking map to where your room number is.
All right, awesome. And what was your name?
Me, I'm Sharon, sweetie.
I'm Sage.
It's nice to meet you. And she will shake your hand if you will return that gesture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah. So Sharon sends you off to class. And then Gabrielle, where are you coming from before class?
Gabrielle is in their favorite spot in the entire boat, which is the crow's nest. Gabrielle has climbed all the way to the top and is kind of just sitting there, just looking for sharks, because Gabrielle's goal. They've figured out all the thrills to be on the boat, mostly jumping off the diving board right onto the floor, messing with the engines, like trying to take one of the raft ships or one of the buoys and just out into the sea. And now it's time to face the ocean's greatest thrill, which is beating the shit out of a shark, obviously. So that's Gabrielle's goal. And so Gabrielle stole a little, spyglass from one of the other sailors, literally just like stole it off them, and is now just looking through an eyeglass, just like, "Where are you, you fucking sharks?"
Absolutely absurd behavior. So out on the deck, perhaps not too far from where Cordelia started their journey this morning, you see Gabrielle up in the crow's nest. And this isn't typically a place that students are like allowed to be, even if they are brought up there for some educational purpose or you're pals with a staff member. It definitely isn't when you're unsupervised. In your spyglass, you're looking for a shark. For old time's sake, I will roll to see if you see a shark. On that roll, you definitely don't. You're looking out there.
Another empty night.
Yeah. You're looking out there. It's a clear morning. It's definitely good for looking. You can briefly see a small kind of like shell of a sea turtle, which would be much larger up close, glide beneath the surface of the water at one point, but no sharks to be found out here. As you continue to pan your spyglass around, which I actually would like love to think that like that was in like one of like the gift like shops, and you just like swirled it away. Like this is meant for children, but you're using it very seriously.
100%. Yeah.
And
they're either oversized or too small. Like
somehow both. You see kind of at the edge of the deck, there's a group of students who are there with their morning coffees or teas in paper cups, and they're actually kind of looking at you, kind of pointing and discussing with each other something. It's almost in a party gossip way in which they will talk in hushed tones despite the distance, and then glance over every few seconds, an indication that they are in fact talking about you.
So usually what this would happen would be Gabrielle would yell at them and just like try to get their attention, try to get to convince them to come up. But I think Gabrielle's phone like hits off with an alarm like, oh, I gotta get to class, which
Mhm.
usually doesn't matter. But Gabrielle's like, you know what? Sometimes you gotta learn. So what they're gonna do is like go to wave and then fake trip behind and try to like fake fall to freak everyone
Oh,
out
oh, good heavens.
and then just
Okay.
like slip, but try to do a backflip off, but make it look like they're falling.
Okay. Let's do a keep your cool roll. So you're gonna roll with cold to see how this goes.
What if I told you I just accidentally exited out of my own character sheet? Like it? No, I didn't. I'm genius. I'm sorry. It was in another tab. I'm a genius. Okay, so I roll this with a cold, correct?
Cold.
All right. Plastic dice. You know what happens. All right, that's not bad. Okay, that's a 10.
Nothing has betrayed. Oh, that's even better than normal success. That's like that's advanced success.
I'm stealing Mallard's good dice rolls, sucking it out.
There. So, on a 10 and up, you keep your cool and gain insight. Ask the MC a question about the situation and take one forward to acting on that information. So first, I would like to kind of narrate what happens. Is the Crow's Nest is a cruise ship, so it's more of like an extra thing that they have because other security watching can be done like up from the bow where the ship is captained. But they have it kind of like as an extra security measure. So it's not so far up like it would be on a pirate ship, but it's pretty fucking tall. You like have your phone out, and as you go to put it in your pocket, you kind of pretend that the momentum of it with the ship as it hits that same wave that got Cal out of their sort of trance looking at the sea. You use it to kind of facilitate this fake fall. And only so much about a fake fall can be fake because you do have to fall to make a fake fall a fall. You manage to tumble off the back of the Crow's Nest, but instead of splattering to your demise, you kind of catch on a ladder rung, and you are obscured from the view of these particular students by another beam. Anyone behind you could have seen that it was more of a parkour stunt than a disaster, but they think that you have fallen all the way down very quickly because they don't see you up there anymore. And their gossiping turns into more of like a panicked discussion. Yeah, you are free to ask me a question about the situation for insight as well.
Did I see any sharks on the way down?
I appreciate the commitment to the bit. I really do.
I know inside I can.
Oh no.
Because of the roll, I will roll again to see if any sharks have popped out.
Let's go.
Basically, I'm rolling a d10 and I'm looking for a 10 for shark. No, that was actually worse than the first one.
Fuck.
So
Only
apologies.
seagulls.
Yeah, and
It's-
they are not the nicest. They are hungry out on these streets. When a ship like this passes by, the seagulls are ready for action. Like they are unafraid. They're like the equivalent of the campus squirrels, like at any college.
Oh, yeah.
Like they are bothering you for your bagel, and they will not stop until they get a piece.
No. I like to imagine the seagulls all come around Gabrielle, and they're just like, no, and then they drop the other hand off the rail and just.
Oh gosh, yeah. So after your smooth kind of trickery, the other students, in a panic to not like be held responsible for the act and maybe to find someone in case you have been hurt, you aren't sure, not having spoken to them, have scurried away. So you manage to fall in solitude for real. But you are on the ground, which is where you need to be walking to class.
gamer, and then just gets up and limps over, just limps back.
I'm obsessed. Okay, so as you all begin to pull up to maritime history and safety, you see the normal crowd around the kind of like the double door entrance to the theater. Some people like to straggle into classes early, but this particular class isn't really one of those because the seating is so vast. There's no competition to like get a good place to sit with your friends. So there's really just like a lot of people kind of standing in groups, chattering or eating on their phones or their laptops, kind of killing time until they absolutely have to go into class to start it. As the time approaches that it's like 5 minutes to when the class is going to start, everybody kind of starts to like livestock push their way in. And most people gravitate towards a normal seat, a place that they find themselves, often in the room, but there's plenty of space, so nobody is going to be like forced to sit next to each other, but they certainly can. The professor only requests that everybody sits within the first like X amount of rows so that everybody can hear him. Yeah. So does anyone have a specific seating preference as you head inside? Okay, so you're all sitting, and in comes from kind of just like behind a board where he was writing and preparing the lesson, your professor, Professor Spragg. Professor Spragg is an older gentleman, an ex-sailor in the armed forces himself. He was hired to teach his class not from an educational background, but from a real life experience background. God knows how long ago he actually sailed a ship, because he is quite old. It is cartoonish at this point, but his brain is bright and spry and all of those other things enough to keep up with his young classes still for most of the time and to keep them as annoyed as ever. So he comes in and he goes, "Oh, good morning. Look at all these smiling faces today," which is greeted by no happy audible reactions whatsoever. He goes, "Well, I know you're all straggling in, but I have to say the grades on our last quiz, I'm not going to say who you are, but I think we need to be working a little harder to be finishing the readings for this class." Are you raising your hand or are you just emoting?
No, that was me. I definitely
Okay.
know. That's all right. I was being the example for you because I know sometimes you need an example, and that was me. You're welcome.
Right. Yes. All right. He has some kind of emotion there. What it is, it certainly hasn't processed. He's frazzled slightly, but you are not the first disruptive student that he's had in his lifetime. You're probably not even the first disruptive student that he's had today. And so he moves on. He goes, "Yes, because of this, I'm going to be raising the quiz grades to be a 30% cut of your final grades in the class as opposed to the original 15. Now the groans are coming in. He's like, you can whine all you want. It's not going to change it. So you all better study up and get to the reading." Speaking of, did anybody get to the reading that was assigned in preparation for our upcoming port in Venice? At this point in the class actually begins. Someone, a more studious type of student kind of bites the bullet who has read the reading and raises their hand, and they begin to get through the first brunt of his questions as he begins to discuss the specific history of the port that you are pulling into for class. Cal, whereabouts are you sitting? Are you sitting with pals or are you sitting alone?
Cal definitely doesn't care where they sit. They want to like sit in the front, but they don't want to seem too eager, so they sit like row 2 or 3, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Cal just literally picks whatever spot is open every day in that row.
That's fair. I'm with that. So you kind of hear behind you, there's like the rustling of someone that came in late. This isn't unfamiliar. There's a few stragglers who will likely get penalized for their lateness in silence, as you see the professor kind of marking something down briefly on his paper, but he doesn't actually like verbally say anything whenever somebody comes in. But yeah, you hear someone kind of shuffle, and out of the corner of your eye, you see an individual that you have become familiar with rather quickly, Addison Perrick, sitting in the seat. It's like one row behind you, one row like diagonal. So there's like lean up and talk space. And she's like, did you know that the espresso machine on the lower deck is broken? Because the 20 people in front of me in line certainly didn't. And she sips a cup that was probably supposed to be hot, which is definitely a little bit lukewarm now, as she begins to kind of like shuffle. And she's like the I can do everything at once type. So it's she's sipping her coffee and she's getting her book out and she's like, you know, like twirling a pen like in between actions, but it doesn't seem frantic when she does it. It just feels completely normal.
Cal definitely still feeling the effects of the migraine from earlier. It's just like brow furrows even harder.
Oh, it's there. It's there. This is not the place you want to be with a migraine either. This is not a very meditative class.
And I'll just like try to say quietly back, I didn't know that. I don't drink caffeine.
Really? And they kind of look at your whole deal for a moment. For lack of a better term, as we know, Cal dresses somewhat eccentrically. And I just realized that I also have the shirt that you're wearing on. Yeah, it's covering the light on the Wi-Fi extender on my fan right now. I'd love it back, but nobody has moved it for me. Cal definitely dresses has a strong personal sense of fashion. Being very put together themselves, Addison kind of like seems a little bit like, oh, like I thought we were like maybe more the same. But she's like, I guess not. There was like this huge line, and she's kind of talking under her breath at a mile a minute. Like I usually go at that time because it's empty, because it's like between like class rushes. But I guess like people are left over from the last one, and so there's like, I mean, like it went like around, and like they really needed to start an express line, because like if you were just buying food, then you really didn't need. And the professor goes, sorry, did you have something to say to us, Miss Tarek? And she goes, not at all, Professor Strike, good morning. And there's just a light glare before he continues his lecture. And she waits a few moments for him to wander to a different part of the stage to keep talking. She was like, whatever, long story short, they gave me an extra scone for the wait. Do you want it?
That seems like good luck. Absolutely riveting story. Cal did not listen to like a word of that and was just writing, like copying whatever's on the whiteboard.
Okay. And she kind of like puts the pastry back in her bag and like sits awkwardly back in her seat away from your ear. Over on another side of the classroom, we see one of you knows is the same group of students, or part of the same group of students that were gossiping about Gabrielle earlier in the day. Cordelia, you are sitting behind this group of folks, and they are on a laptop, or one of them is on a laptop where another person is kind of leaned in looking. And while it is disguised as note-taking, they are actually designing a kind of digital flyer for a party, and on the other half of the screen, typing notes back and forth to each other through like the messaging app, which one of them has open on their phone under the desk and the other one has open on the computer. And I need to know, is Cordelia nosy enough to be reading the flyer and the messages, or are you just catching wind of the general gist of the flyer, what's in the big text?
So at first, Cordelia is trying to ignore what the other students are doing and trying to be that one diligent bookworm student for the benefit of the professor. You know, he really prepped for this and she wants to be here and present in the now for him. But she's a little distracted by what's going on the computer. So at first it's just, you know, an eye that's kind of wandering over, but then eventually the professor, it's just very like prattly, it's very long, like she knows how to be safe in the water, like it's been a minute, but she's a Selkie, like she gets it. So this feels very repetitive to her, so the longer he goes on talking, the more she becomes invested in whatever stuff is going on Canva right now.
Yeah, Professor Sprague is someone who lectures a ton, which is part of why he is not the most popular professor in the world. So like once he starts getting on and on about the reading that you were all assigned, he doesn't stop. There's even like someone like in the class who read it who like raises their hand like for a question, and after having their hand up for like 2 minutes just gives up and puts it back down. So the immediate details on the poster is that folks are trying to hold a party. It kind of general knowledge, what you've heard on like the like, you know, the social media groups for the semester that formed before, and just like reading about it online, is that it's difficult but not impossible to do parties the right way on the ship. You just have to be organized. And they aren't technically against the rules so long as minors aren't consuming alcohol. But as you are in the waters of Europe, pretty much everyone on the ship is legally allowed to do that at this time. So international waters. But yeah, no, I was on a cruise when I was 18 and I was allowed to drink, so that law is probably the same. Yeah, so you see a kind of advertisement. They're making it on Canva because you mentioned that, and it's funny. They try to click on a font that has like the little crown on it, and then get annoyed when they get the try Canva Pro for $12.99. Like it pops up.
Hey, oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna keep going on about the poster. By all means, you can interrupt. Yeah.
Hey, is the party like open for everybody, guys, or is it just like a you thing?
Oh, it's and they kind of turn around to look at you fully. Do you have a like a general like fashion or like a way that Cordelia usually dresses in mind?
Yeah, so Cordelia is usually wearing various shades of like dark brown and black. In theory, she's trying to adhere to some kind of goth aesthetic, but she's a little too upbeat to be able to pull that off entirely. So the way she's dressed is kind of at odds with her actual demeanor.
Okay, yeah, no, that's still kind of like a put togetherness that these people are kind of looking for, and you've maybe seen them around at some point, and they nod and they go, no, you can come, and you get like an airdrop link for the flyer on your phone. As you lean closer to them, I will tell you what their messages say. Because as you lean forward, you're a little bit closer to the screen, and the tiny text is a little bit bigger, enough to see that they are discussing Gabrielle. This is somebody that everybody knows of on the ship already. Somebody has to be notorious, and it just so happens to be them. They are known for some crazy stunts and otherwise reckless behavior, absolutely zero fear of professors, and there is a back and forth happening about whether to invite them, and whether or not it's too risky, or they're going to get busted just if they show up, or if it's worth the weird funny thing that he might do to invite him. And at the bottom of that conversation, as it continues, you also see a similar message that says, what about the new one, question mark, with the luggage, in reference to Sage. So they're discussing two of your peers who are both in this class at the moment.
Cordelia sees this and immediately starts going,
You don't have to do that every time you want to talk with it.
you can tell that she was like about to do the again, and she draws it back, and she says, the new kid seems pretty cool. I think you should invite her.
Are you reading our texts? And the girl shuts her like laptop screen.
No, you accidentally airdropped it to me. I'm part of the conversation now.
Oh, that's a great lie. As an only child, I have to salute that one. That's pretty good.
Sorry, I thought I was like part of the in crowd now with all of you guys.
Sorry, that's the two of them kind of look at each other from sorry, that's my bad. Yeah. And reopens it and copies the same Canva link that you were actually sent the first time, and sends it again after a more arduous exchanged look and a glance over at Sage. Be like, have you spoken to them? Say chill?
I mean, not a ton, but I watch them a little bit when they come on the boat. They seem pretty cool. Just new. Like we've all been new. You were new once. I was new once a long time ago. So I don't know. Why leave people out? Everybody's gonna hear about it on the boat. Rumors travel fast. You might as well invite somebody and head off trouble. Do you really want Gabrielle to be the only person on board who isn't invited? He would do more bad shit. He would do so much more bad shit. Also, you also airdropped me the stuff about him too.
I from an outside perspective, when you're talking to your parents and you're telling them a story that you haven't told them before, and then you accidentally include a detail that you needed to leave out because it's your parents, and then like you have to like examine everything that you've done and try to dig a hole out of it. That is the look on the faces of these two students that you are conversing with at the time. And there's too many beats of silence, but eventually one of them speaks again and says, you know what? You're totally right. We don't want to leave anybody out on purpose. So if you actually want to catch them, invite them for us after class, that would be sick.
Yeah, I can totally do that. That sounds like a great idea.
At this point, Cal, your whatever device you have on you, if you have a laptop for class, you can see it on your laptop. If you have a phone, your phone and Addison's phone both buzz at the same time as you both receive the flyer without contention. One of these people thinks that you're cool. You don't know which one.
I think Cal just looks at it. All right, whatever, and just pockets it and continues because Cal writes old-fashioned style, like cursive, into a notebook. Yeah.
Okay, as a cursive writer,
Well,
let's watch what we say in the chat.
there's nothing wrong with it because it does make you write faster. For
No,
notes.
because when I was in I always do anecdotes, so everyone's gonna have to survive an anecdote right now. When I was in elementary school, they told my class that they were gonna force you to write in script in middle school. And because I autistically believed this to be completely true, I wrote in script all the time in preparation for this. And then by the time I got to middle school and they were like, we don't care what you do, I already like automatically wrote in script all the time. So like
that's cool. I get that. When Cal does it, Cal is being a nerd. I'm sorry.
Cal has a very interesting upbringing that led to this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I don't think we actually described what Cal's fashion sense. I think the best way to put it would be like a mix between Ernest Hemingway core and naval officer core.
You can just say that
Oh
they're
my God.
non-binary.
This is so.
That's enough.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the first thing I picture is just this short king with just a sailor's hat on. Just like
It gives you
No.
extra height. I'm familiar with these principles. I wear slippers that have platforms because I'm so short. All right,
Cal
enough of
does
this.
not wear any hat, but definitely has like the long coat and like the black pants to make it like that like makes you look taller a little bit.
Oh.
No, Cal has like been on the resource blogs that tell you how to look taller by a proportion.
Oh.
Definitely.
So as you get this invitation of cursive victim pop, as you get this invitation on your phone, there's a more hesitant lean forward from Addison behind you, and there's like a tap of like her nails like on like your desk, the ones that jut out from the chairs behind you. Be like, are you gonna go?
It would be weird for me not to, right? So I'm going.
We could. I mean, I have a bottle of Grey Goose in my room if you want to pregame with my roommate and I. They're pretty cool.
Pre-game?
Yeah, like when you drink before the party and then you go drink more at the party.
Why would you drink before the party if there's going to be alcohol? Sure, I'll do that, whatever that is.
Cool. And she takes like your pencil and like writes her room number at the top of like your notes page and then puts your pencil back in your hand. The class becomes increasingly more distracted as it goes on. This is one that I want to say runs for like a 2-hour time block. There's no break because the professor insists that there are no breaks in classes that are under 3 hours. Though you're welcome to go like privately. There's no like big class break. Yeah, and people kind of begin to chatter as this invitation has spread for this it's a traffic light party, the one where it's with bracelets to indicate your socialization desires, and that is supposed to be taking place later tonight, very late at night. It is cited to be taking place in what would be like one of the events halls, like if people were to get married or anything like that, like if it's like a cruise ship, that usually students don't have access to. So some of the chatter is like, how did they get in here? Yeah, and when the class is released, I don't know what the rest of your plans are for the rest of the day. Gabrielle and Sage, you probably heard what this is from the people sitting around you. if you're listening into the general chatter, but you have not actually seen the like flyer or invitation yourselves at this point. Presuming that Cordelia is actually going to speak to them, you will in a moment, and I will hand the floor to you.
All right, because I was about to say I do have an ability called Hidden in the Scenery, which is basically where it appears that I'm not around. So am I in a situation where people have noticed that I'm like the new kid, or is this kind of like I'm blending into the background?
Well, people know that there is a new kid on board because of what happened with the like with the student that left before you. Like everybody knows that they picked up a new student at port, but I think that the vast majority of these people don't like haven't actually like looked at you in any like in-depth or individualized way for the most part. Maybe like give or take a few people like Cordelia who are a little more observant and kind. Yeah.
Okay, so I hear a little bit about a party, and I'm kind of like sitting on top of my suitcase now because I'm assuming this is kind of like after class, and I'm starting to prune my little bonsai that I have with me. And I just kind of stick to myself. I don't really talk to anyone. I just kind of like watch as people go by, but that's about it.
Oh.
I'm glad somebody made this sound because I was about to.
Candace and Cordelia pops up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Cordelia makes her way over to you, Sage, and maybe you don't quite notice her at first, or like you know somebody's like sat behind you, but you haven't quite like figured out yet. I guess you're very focused on your bonsai, and then you hear a psst. Hey.
It like kind of startles me for a second, and I was just like, I just kind of point. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you're new, right? I saw you get on the ship.
Yeah, I'm new, and I'm going to use this time to use my ability Icebreaker, which is when someone speaks to break a silence or to start a new conversation, you may roll with dark. On a 10 up, choose 2 of these questions for them to blurt truthful answers to, whether or not you actually asked.
Oh, this is great.
I'm very excited. Please roll the dice.
All right, that is a 9. So on a 7 and 9, choose 1 question, and then I won't say what it is. I will just blurt out at some point.
Okay, very cool.
All right.
So that's it then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So who left off in the conversation?
I think, like Cordelia said, that Sage was new and like that they saw Sage get on the ship, and then Sage was like confirming that, and not much beyond it.
And
yeah. Oh, sorry.
I'm Sage. Who are you?
I'm Cordelia. I guess you could say an extended exchange student. That might be the closest, or an extended study abroad student might even be closer. But yeah, this ship is kind of my home. I know a lot about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they just picked me up at the port. I've been on the wait list for a bit. I heard that there was a space open.
Yeah, one of the other students, they decided that studying abroad at sea wasn't really for them, so they went home. But now you're here, and I'm sure you're gonna fit in great.
Do you like me?
And I just have to like blurt out. Oh, I like everybody. I'm desperately afraid that nobody likes me because I'm a little intense.
Can I be overhearing this?
Yeah, this is like at the end of class, so you were kind of just probably like packing up to leave, and you see this like exchange of 2 like people very involved in conversation that they don't realize how loud that they're talking.
Kyle's not subtle. He fully just turns and looks at them both.
Yeah, you can slow your roll to listen to them. You can invite yourself into the conversation if you want. I'm not the boss. Yep.
Yeah, I think we could be really good friends, actually. I've been here so long, I kind of know everybody on board the ship. I feel like I'm friends with everybody. I'm really, really lucky, but maybe you and I could be really good friends.
And she has a moment where she just kind of picks a leaf off of the bonsai. Is yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, I think I'd like that maybe.
Yeah, how do you feel about drugs, alcohol, and getting laid?
And she stops for a moment. It's like, well, I guess in theory it sounds good, but I don't know.
Oh, there's this really cool party tonight that I got you invited to. So you should probably make an appearance with that if you're willing and you're able and you're unpacked.
What
I mean,
is
you're
Gabrielle doing as this is taking place and Cal is observing?
Gabrielle is probably very oblivious, has just had headphones in and has just been like listening to music. Just like I want to imagine like right like on the like in the middle of the classroom, just like listening to music. So if Cal's in the front and this conversation's happening in the back, Gal has not or Gabrielle has not even realized class has ended. It's just been listening to music, just like
Incredible.
I
Just,
think as
like,
part of the routine,
Yeah.
Cal just takes like a photo of all the notes they took and just sends it to Gabrielle and just says, before you even ask, because you're going to.
Fist without even looking up. Fist up. Like,
Wonderful. Carry on. I wanted to see where that was.
Yeah, I'll be there. Can I bring my friend?
Oh, you've already made a friend on the ship. That's
Well,
great. Yeah.
I brought my friend with me, and I kind of motioned to the plant.
Oh no, do I have to roll to shut someone down?
Going to the party, like, can I bring my friend?
Yeah, just like let Sage down gently. Okay.
Yeah, rolling to shut someone down seems oddly applicable here.
That's an 8.
Okay, so on a 7 and 9, choose one from below. You come off poorly, and they give you a condition in return. So either they lose a string on you, they have no strings on you, and you gain one on them. They gain a condition, or you take one forward. I feel like in this you're looking to give a condition of like understanding, or you could also take one. I mean, you could do anything that you want, but if you are looking to, for sure, alter Sage's understanding of how this works, that would be my recommendation.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give Sage a condition, and I kind of like crouch down beside Sage, and I have really big like brown chocolate colored eyes, and kind of give her a sad look, and I'm like, sometimes people on the ship can be kind of mean, so it might be best to leave your leafy friend behind in your bay. But I understand why you want to bring them. But people can be a little bit mean sometimes until they get to know you and be really good friends with you. It might be best to leave them behind.
Because it was a 7 to 9, Sage also gives Cordelia a condition in return. So Amanda, you can think about what condition you would like to impose with your reply.
I was about to say I was gonna go for a big one and just put guilt.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take
Okay.
that guilt.
Yeah. And then my condition that you're giving me would be...
That is a good question. What condition fits best?
Be embarrassed.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh,
Judge?
yeah. I was about to say,
Yeah.
because I already have the insecure condition starting this
Yeah.
game.
Oh no! I'm so sorry. Cordelia's just trying to help.
Amanda, I mean this with every amount of love. This character hurts my soul.
That's what I like to do. I just have a moment. I just like, yeah. I don't want people to be mad at Junie. And I point, I was like, this is Junie.
Cordelia looks at Sage, looks down at Junie, and leans in as if to whisper to the bonsai plant and says, "Hi, it's nice to meet you too, Junie."
I am unwell.
I've broken the GM, yes.
Is it too soon to ask if you want to be friends? I mean, you might not be able to bring Junie, but maybe we could hang out together at the party.
And I just go, okay, yeah, it'd be nice to know someone, because I'm kind of new here, obviously, and I have never been on a boat before, so I already got lost on the way here.
Well, after class, let me know, and I can maybe walk you back to your room if you're worried about getting lost again, but no pressure if you don't need it.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. And then I just kind of nod and kind of stare off awkwardly and not really sure what to do with the conversation now.
Cordelia, oh, go ahead.
Cal will like come in at this point. Hey, did you say you mentioned you were going to the party tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Oh, awesome. I've been invited to a preliminary game, and or what's it called, prelim, one of those.
Yeah, you should all come. Addison was like kind of lingering near the door, but heard this and kind of turns around. Cal knows where my room is. Yeah, come by like an hour before. Free game, not prelim.
Cal just like stutters from yeah, they just gave me she just gave me the room number. Nothing else.
Everyone's so nice here.
Cal's gonna turn to Sage. Are you from the Pacific North? You just sorry, this is a weird question. You smell like evergreen trees.
Oh, I have like an ability that's like it's my.
Sorry,
I'm reading through. I'm just like, what is that? It's. I have an ability called Musk.
We talked about this during session 0 too. I remember this.
Sorry, I have a sensitive nose. You still smell this is weird. This is weird.
Oh, does it smell bad?
No. You smell like the Pacific. I don't know how else to say it. You smell like the northwestern part of the United States of America. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm also from the West Coast, so that's why I know that. No other reason.
Oh, cool. Thank you. She just doesn't know what to say afterwards. I will say I feel like she would get nervous and would start sweating, which is the more I sweat, the more I just like smell like and we established that Sage has sort of a mossy, sort of earthy smell that just kind of like lingers, permeates their general area.
I think with that, if the smell starts to fill the room, I think it's like smell like hits Gabrielle and it's just like, whoa. We smoking?
And I'm just like, I'm gonna go. It was nice meeting you, Cordelia. I'm gonna leave now. Bye. And she just kind of like goes off in a direction, doesn't really exactly know.
Just out the door and where else nobody knows.
Yeah.
Did I do something wrong? Should I apologize?
I think if you try to apologize, you might end up doing more harm than good. I think Sage is a little nervous. It's her first day, and it's kind of hard being on a ship with a bunch of strangers. People don't know you yet. We've all been there. We've all been there. But Sage is gonna come to the party tonight, so you'll get a second chance.
Tonight?
Oh, were you not invited?
I mean, if I wasn't, I'm just gonna crash it.
I mean, I assumed.
I mean, it kind
At-
of hurts because I have some I think I'm a very personable person. Like literally puts their arm around Cal and just like hugs too tightly. It's like I'm
Cal
a
looks like a
personable
little
person.
uncomfortable at this.
At this point, your phone buzzes, Cal, like at this ironic particular moment, and it's a message from who you know is Addison's roommate, and it just says, "BTW, Addie says make sure to bring your cool friend too." And you know that this means Gabriel, almost definitely.
Do I know who this roommate is? Have I like?
I mean, having been around Addison as she like continues to try to befriend you, you know that her roommate is named Ani, Ani, and they are very much like a too cool for school kind of goth, but is like very calm to where Addison is pretty social but also high strung. So you've met each other a few times.
I'll just show this to Gabrielle. I think they want you to come too. So.
Oh, there's a preliminary game? That's cool.
I should call the episode the preliminary game.
That's sick. I mean, I'll pregame you guys. I guess I didn't get the invite to the actual party, but I'll crash it. Well, when I do crash it, what I'm gonna do, here's what I always do when there's a party on the boat and I'm not invited. I take the buoy, the side boat, and I pick it up and I ram it through wherever it's happening and try to jam it through the door and kind of bring it into the party.
You should not do that. You should definitely not do that because I think this party's trying to be like a little stealthy. So let's not like immediately get it canceled. Also, I'm sure they meant to invite you, but like almost no one has your phone number.
That's true. I do have a flip phone. Well, Cordelia, sorry, what's up?
Oh, can Cordelia hear this happening? Are they?
Yeah, I don't think the conversation.
Well, Cal had joined your conversation, and then Gabrielle joined Cal, so you would all be in general vicinity besides Sage, who has left.
So the entire time they're talking, Cordelia is going, psst, psst, trying to do it undercover without getting the attention of the professor. And eventually,
class is over, so it's okay.
Class is over. Okay.
Yeah, class had ended. Yeah.
So at this point, Cordelia has been trying to get their attention. They've just been talking. So she'll take a pin from her desk and just like chuck it at Gabrielle and be like, I got you invited. I think it hits Gabrielle just like, whoa, and just like completely like over exaggerates, just like, whoa, oh, these are dangerous. You never know. Could end up in somebody's eye, most likely mine. But what's up? I got you invited. You don't have to ram the door with a boat this time. Sweet. Oh my God, Cordelia, you are the best always. Are you going to go to the... Oh, sorry, go ahead. No. Listen, if you're going to the pregame, Cal's going to pregame. That weird kid is going to the pregame. Of course I got to go. It's a preliminary. You got to go. What do you mean weird kid? The one you were just talking to, the one that smelled?
They're not that weird. They seem pretty normal to me.
No, I didn't think they like they're not weird, but like they're like new, so they're odd, and so it's like kind of oddity, and they're like also carry around a tree with them, which makes them above from the normal.
Yeah, that tree is definitely a conversation. So I hope they bring it to the party. That would be like pretty cool, actually. A lot of people would probably talk to them.
Honestly, I want to do a shot inside the tree.
I think that might be bad for the tree. I'm not a botanist. I don't know. Maybe trees can drink alcohol.
That might be a really good question to ask Sage at the party tonight. If you're looking for some kind of icebreaker conversation starter, I'm sure she would be really excited to answer all of your botany and agriculture related questions, Cal.
Well, I mean, that's not... Oh, speaking of, I got to get to my next class. We're going to get to touch an antique sextant that the professor had.
What the fuck did you just call me?
No, a sextant. It's for measuring the distance of the stars. It's for navigation.
Oh, sorry. You said something and I misinterpreted it.
What did you? Never mind. Not knowing what word that could have possibly been misconstrued for.
It was navigation.
First of all, plants can absorb alcohol. In most cases, it stunts their growth, but it can also use as a preservation agent because it inhibits ethylene production. Second of all, as class disperses, I think it is a good time to take our break, and we can return. We can return after break for the preliminary game at Addie and Ani's room.
Get your prelims in.
Yeah, everybody get your prelims in. I expect shots from everybody watching on this Tuesday night. Let's go.
Only if you're of age.
I am joking for legal purposes.
No, I don't speak for TTRPG.
If you're of age in international waters.
Get an international waters first. Get a paddle.
If you're not of age, why are you watching this show, actually?
I mean, a 19-year-old could be watching, and they live in the United States.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
We'll get to those international waters ASAP before the end of the break.
I'm gonna cut to break, and we'll continue this in a few minutes. The whole time I'm listening to this, I'm just like, Junie, just a baby. Don't do this to her. Oh no. Oh no. The struggle. sometimes sometimes I miss old Twitter. Also, let me read you an ability that I forgot to do. With every time I have like a musk that I have to roll with volatile, and on a 10 up, the MC gives you a string on someone, and they choose to either compliment you, apologize to you, or give themselves to you. So that's gonna be. Yeah. Seven to nine is you just like I get a string and then you give me another condition. Uh-huh. Oh. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I know. I wish I was going. I wish I was going just to witness that. Can I come on it? I wanna be on this podcast. Yay! That's a whole thing, you know. I was gonna say that because that's just baby. Like that's baby. What if it's just like a list of punishments that like you have to pull like a random one out of Death Nut? When the nut is good. Speaking of Death Nut, who's ready to preliminary? All right, going live in 3, 2, 1.
Hello. I hope you don't remember how bad our outro was before we left, but we are back now. I'm gonna bring everybody back into the Bastion, a halfway retired cruise ship now used for semester at sea, where all of our characters are attending classes this semester. And as the ship is at sea today, we see that some characters, some students on the ship, are having a party in one of the banquet halls somehow, some way. Invitations were being distributed to it. In the Maritime History and Safety class, a required class with a very large student population. As we zoom in now, I'm going to say it is about an hour and a half before the party starts. Addison did say that people could come over to their dorm room an hour before. So if you are heading in that direction, you should be doing your final preparations, finishing touches on outfits, makeup, otherwise supplies. I am most curious about what Sage is doing. So we're gonna start there regarding this.
Okay.
Did you find your room okay?
I eventually I found my room okay. And so I'm getting everything set up. I have a little spot for my little bonsai buddy.
Mhm.
And my version of getting ready is just wearing the exact same outfit I was wearing earlier without any changes. So as a refresher, Sage is fairly tall, with like a lot of just like frizzy, curly, kind of brown hair. The roots on like the front of where the bangs are kind of dyed like a tealish turquoise color. So for her outfit for the party, basically like oversized long corduroy pants that are, despite her how tall they are still somehow managed to drag on the ground. Um, a shirt that has a picture of like Garfield, and then like a Hawaiian print shirt, but like a really ugly one.
As a trans person, I'm obligated to say that there is no such thing. All Hawaiian shirts are perfect. All printed button downs are
I
perfect.
know, I'm aware. That's why I was like, I'm repping today. So yeah. And then like the only thing that they do to get ready is debating. They have this like bucket hat that looks like a little frog, and they're debating whether that they want to wear that or not.
I personally would vote for Frog Bucket Hat.
All right. I think, yeah, she decides to wear the bucket hat. Has like little frog eyes on it. And...
I actually. Does it look like this?
So, very similar, yeah.
I made
Pretty
this. I
much.
so happen to keep it on my lamp.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes, I saw a bucket hat this weekend at the convention that I was working at that had Togepi print, and I don't wear bucket hats because they look strange on my head, but it was fire. Okay. And then Sage, are you attending the preliminary game?
I am, but I'm waiting for Cordelia to go with.
So Cordelia, how are you getting ready?
Cordelia gets ready by getting dressed, putting on her makeup. She's still dressing in like dark colors and stuff, but it's a little bit like skimpier, a little bit tighter, like a black leather skirt and a black sweater. She doesn't wear fishnets, but only because she thinks it wouldn't be nice to the fish. And she'll take a shot to like get rid of a little bit of that social anxiety, and then she'll realize, I didn't put my number in Sage's phone and I didn't get their number. So I don't know how to tell them where to go. So Cordelia is going to go out and try and find where Sage actually lives, like where their bunk is.
You have been on the ship for a while. I feel like it's common enough knowledge. You would be able to, everybody gets a student email. So you'd be able to type Sage into the email system and find the people named Sage that are there, and you might be able to narrow it down from there. You also probably can't get their room from staff because like confidentiality. But you could ask around. Either one.
Would I know that it's the room of the old student who used to be there who left?
That would make logical sense, and it is that room. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, like I think their name was Rose, if I'm remembering correctly.
Their name was TJ. Rose is their last name.
Okay. So I know TJ Rose's room. Like, oh, I'll just go there. And so Cordelia will grab a couple of things, like a clutch, some other like party stuff, maybe like a little flask that's, full of liquor, and they'll go and try and find Sage's room.
Oh, yeah, so because Sage said that they were going to wait for Cordelia to come, you definitely will find them still in their room.
Yeah, Cordelia knocks at the door and says, "Hey, Sage, are you still wanting to come out tonight?"
And I open the door like right in the middle of your spiel.
Oh, so you're really excited, huh?
Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah. You look good.
Thank you. It's a really bold choice, Sage. You're a lot I don't know. I guess I always try to fit in, and that isn't something that you have to do. That's really pretty brave of you.
Thanks.
I like your hat.
I think. Oh,
Does-
yeah. Thank you.
do they have a name like your bonsai?
No.
Okay. Well, do you wanna come along? Or are you still getting ready?
Oh no, I'm ready.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. You can come with me. It's in one of the really big rooms that we don't usually get to party in. So I think this is like a really serious party, but Cal should be there.
Cool.
And I think he's gonna have a lot of cool questions about plants and stuff for you. So
Oh.
yeah, let's get going.
Let's jump. I want to save Cal for last because it's funny to me. So let's see what Gabrielle is doing to prepare for the
Gabrielle
party.
is wearing, just want to describe, is wearing beach shorts, like a sweater, but nothing, like one of those zip up sweaters, but there's not having like their chest covered, so it's open and just like straight up bare chest with like there's scars, like there's wounds all over their body, but they just like don't care about it. Eyes very like gray, and like their hair, like they have long hair, but they put it up in like a ponytail at this moment. And what they're doing is they have a bag open, and they're behind one of the bars, and it's like in the wherever the common areas where there's like bars for like the adults, and is putting alcohol in like a bag for this party. It's just like stealing it, putting it in. It's just like, all right, there we go. Let's get
I would
some
venture to say that there probably isn't open liquor on a ship that is like converted for a school
Yeah.
setting.
Then I'm stealing
but-
from the employees.
Yeah. I was gonna say, but there are definitely like alcohol exists on the ship. There are definitely places that you can get it.
So
You wanna-
I think just doing that, stealing from like other like employees that I know, like, oh, I know the cabin boys like keep like their.
Have you
like,
ever met a
here.
kitchen staff? They are engaging
Yeah.
copiously in alcohol and cigarettes at all times. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know the chef keeps his good rum here, beautiful, and then the captain keeps his whiskey. Oh, there we go. And so as soon as the bag like puts the book bag on the back, clattering with glass, just walking in, and just walking the hallways. And I think as he's walking through the hallways, I think maybe you can run into him because he's just like walking through.
Yeah. So you see Sage and Cordelia. You see Gabrielle with like 1 flask, 2 flask, red flask, blue flask, and there's like heading through the hallway up from like where the like dining area is.
Oh hey, what's up?
Hey, not much. We're just going to the party. Have any of the drinking games started?
I don't know. I haven't been to the I was just getting alcohol before the preliminary one started, you know? So I'll just be getting alcohol for that. You guys want? I stole a whole bunch from like the entire staff, and I am almost halfway through the captain's whiskey.
That's illegal. But I like that.
Yeah, you know what? It's the taste of crime that really adds the spice. But also, you could also got to think we're in international waters. Technically, no laws apply, except for the laws of nature.
I think we'll take the other half of that whiskey.
Sweet. All right. Tosses it to you.
Cordelia grabs it and bites out the.
I sometimes I think that after like every stream game, I should be forced to release what things I Googled during the game. And right now we have, can plants absorb alcohol and what laws apply in international waters?
So Cordelia bites out the cork and or whatever the stopper is and spits it and chugs a little bit and says, "Okay, yeah, this is pretty good. It's pretty good. Sage, do you want to try it?
Yeah.
No pressure if you don't."
And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
you know.
I succumb to peer pressure pretty easily, so I take it, and
Oh.
I take like a big swig and just completely unmoving. Yeah, that's pretty good. And just hands it back.
Cordelia's already feeling it a little bit from just a little bit that they drunk. So Cordelia's like, "Oh shit, Sage, you're kind of a machine."
You're a freak and I love it. It's fucking amazing.
Thank you.
How? What are you doing as the preliminary game approaches?
Cal's definitely like uncharacteristically to them, at least. They're like, why am I caring so much about the outfit? So they've taken off the regular coat and they've gone a little bit of Jughead Jones style. They've got like the suspenders that are not on and like the kind of slight punk aesthetic on. And then they put on a different coat that's like a normal one.
It's their fans, their special occasion coat.
Well, it's what they wear when they're like doing work or something. But like, you know, when they're not trying to look presentable, he puts on, that's his casual wear. Yeah.
Party,
Definitely
you gotta
doesn't-
loosen up with the casual coat.
Exactly. And definitely doesn't understand the timing of things in social events. So arrived way too early to the pregame and probably had to sit in the hall for a bit. Like, oh, we're not even like dressed. You gotta wait.
Yeah, you get there and you're like thinking of like knocking on the door to go into their dorm, and then you see like Addison like come outside like for something to go across the hall to like the vending machine for ice with like the towel hat like still on her head, and you kind of catch the social cue that maybe you should wait and like turn completely so that like she doesn't like see who you are and come up to you, pretend to be like walking like through the hallway and sit and wait until it is a more reasonable time, perhaps when Sage, Cordelia, and Gabrielle are arriving, as well as one or two other folks invited.
Did I roll like a keep your cool so they don't see me?
I would love that. I would love it if you did that. Yeah.
Awesome. We're gonna use, oh, that fell on the floor. 1 second.
Now, if you guys saw the amount of
Okay.
things that I dropped on the floor during this game already, and had to
All right.
like,
I get a -1 to cool. That's the 5.
well, you sure are building a lot of experience.
Right.
Yeah, that's a failure. But I will tell you what, Addison is like trying to stay on your good side. She pretends not to notice you, like when she like walks by and sees like your back, and you actually think that it has worked until you get a text about a minute later that's like, you know, you don't have to wait outside, right? And then a follow-up one that says like, you can stay out there if you're waiting for somebody, but you can also just come in the room, it's fine.
I think with that text, Cal would go into the room.
Okay.
Like, okay, I've been seen. There's no point in being just a weirdo.
So you were out there before. So I think there's still going to be a little bit of time before the other folks arrive. The one thing that I think is most in common between goths and I think Addison is definitely like more preppy stylistically, is that they both have a very high level of organization because you have specific kind of like styles and pieces that you need to like take care of because like it's an aesthetic that matters. So their room isn't quite like split into, but there's very clearly like this is Addison's side of the room, this is Ani's side of the room, and in the middle there's like this weird convergence of aesthetic, like you made a gradient like like on a color board. Um, and they have like like a snack tray table that they have like for eating in front of like the TV in your house. Um, they have one of those out. There are a few bottles of liquor, nothing absurdly fancy. And there's a stack of cups of the Restaurant Depot cups that I have in my house that I get made fun of for having. Um, but they have them on cruise ships also. The Restaurant Depot cups that were probably taken from the dining area, as it is a college hallmark to take your plateware from the dining hall.
Hey, Annie, you're looking monochromatic.
And they look over their shoulder at you. They're currently like changing like a piercing in their ear, and they kind of glare and be like, thanks, you're looking nautical. Didn't we invite?
I invited them. Gabrielle's should be coming at some point. I guess I'm early.
Thanks. They are rather unreadable. You are welcome to try. If you,
I think I'd just say if you want to get on their good side, you should ask them. You should ask to punch them in the stomach, and they'll probably say yes.
As continued earring adjustment, I think that they're like just kind of metal. I saw them up in the crow's nest the other night, and I want to know how to get up there.
Oh, you definitely shouldn't do that. That's like the staff only area, but
that's a glare, but that's a silent glare. And another few folks start trickling in that either person knows as they continue to get ready for the party, and the other group of you are welcome to arrive at any time. Are you early? Are you right on time? Are you a few minutes fashionably late?
I think Gabrielle is somebody who likes to be right on time for a party. And it's like, listen, we're there from the start, we're there at the end, and then we go crazy past the time. But as long as you're there right on time, no one can shame you for being too early or too late.
Not that happens like a ton or anything. Like sometimes people can be mean, but like most of the time people don't try to shame you for stuff, right, Gabrielle? We're gonna try to be nice to the new people on the boat.
I think Gabrielle looks at you and it's kind of just like, what? This is like what? And then looks and then sees like, say, like you're trying to like, cool. It's like, oh yeah. Listen, rejection happens very little on this boat, except for in social rejection is something you have to do on your own, not that something will facilitate for you.
And
cool hat.
Sage just kind of stares blankly and is like, "Yeah, okay, I think I get it." Doesn't really follow along, but like gets it.
I think after saying that, Gabrielle looks at Cordelia's like, yeah.
Julia's like, yeah, I think we nailed it.
Yeah, definitely. And then like, I guess so, makes the door and knocks.
Yeah, you're pulling up right on time. Ani opens the door to see the three of you. Definitely lightly surprised in seeing that Sage has joined your group, but cool with it. Did you or did you not decide to bring the plant?
Did not. I was Junie is just baby, and maybe would be bad influence. I think
that's
Sage
totally
decided.
Understandable. Yes, and seeing your equally monochromatic attire, Ani greets you with more enthusiasm than most people, an actual smile, even like, oh, what's up, guys? Cordelia, you look nice.
Cordelia smiles really big and will like actually try to hug hug them really quick around the middle. Just like, hi, haven't hung out in a while. How have you been?
It's like a little bit like a noise of an unexpected hug, but they will return with some light pats. You're like, it's all good. A little weird with TJ gone, but you know, it is what it is.
I rolled
Yeah,
a 10
yeah.
on an icebreaker. That's what I was doing. So yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
keep that in my back pocket for a bit.
So as you say this to Cordelia, Cordelia nods kind of sadly and says like, yeah, right on. Totally sucks that they're gone. And as I enter the room with Sage, I whisper to Sage, I'm like, that's like my best friend in the whole world. We're like super close. We had a chemistry class together like 2 semesters ago. We're super tight.
Like when you say chemistry, you mean like you guys got along really well? Like they have a class on that?
Oh no, not that kind of chemistry. Like you get that kind of chemistry at like the bottom of one of these, and I like
Oh,
do the
okay.
whiskey bottle. No, it's like chemistry, like you mix different liquids together and then you make a big
Oh,
explosion.
that chemistry. Yeah, I know
That kind of
all
chemistry.
about that
Yeah.
chemistry. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you do?
Well, not like a lot, but yeah.
Oh well, don't show Gabriel. He'll try and blow some shit up.
Oh, okay.
Yo, who wants to do fucking shots?
This definitely calls for the attention of at least half the room is like, yeah, shots. Um, uh, Addison will open the aforementioned bottle of Grey Goose. She kind of does one of these, flicks the top off, and it falls onto the floor. And she says, "All right, bet shots," and starts to pour them in some definitely like mismatched. Like there's a few different shots that were like gotten at like different like tourist traps in different like cruise ports. Uh, so you can see like there's like a little one that has like a castle like edge top that's from Scotland. And there's one with like some Greek lettering on it from Athens, that kind of stuff. And she pours them out and starts to hand them to everybody who wants them. And as she hands Gabrielle theirs, she also holds one out to Cal with like a eyebrow waggle.
Yeah, I'll definitely like take one.
Let's go.
Uh-huh.
And then immediately like slams their glass to cheers. Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa centro, pa adentro. Whoom. Enter does it.
That, yeah. I think some people thought that everybody was doing it at the same time, but you go,
Oh,
so
no.
everybody's just like, oh shit,
Oh no,
we're going now.
Wait, we can all go at the same time. I just did mine early, and then we can just do. You just pour me another one, and we'll just go again. We can do.
Oh,
one
I
together.
already also did.
Oh, okay. So
mine.
then we need 2 new
But
ones.
I'm behind. I'm really
Okay,
behind.
so
and
Cordelia's
Sage is behind.
Okay, so then we'll all catch up. So how about we all catch up, and then we'll do one together.
Okay.
Sage, are you good
Okay.
with that?
Okay. What's Ani doing right now?
So Ani has forewent the first shot round. There's sort of like a group like forming, just like sitting like on like the beds and the chairs and the floor, but like ultimately like the form of like a circle for people in the room. And they are kind of sitting at the edge of their bed. They have a pillow in their lap that has it's like one of like the scale animals like heads in their lap, and they are talking to one of their other friends who is here at the moment.
Okay, so I'm planning on taking a shot, but I will kind of hover next to Ani this whole time.
Like, you're just like standing like in their general vicinity.
Yeah.
Do you want to sit?
Okay. And then I just kind of plop down on the bed like behind her.
Yeah. Do you want a drink? I know you're new around here, right?
Yeah. I just but today's my first day. Yeah.
Yeah, my friends and my friend TJ, they are drinking something out of like a water bottle, but it doesn't like appear to be alcohol. At least they aren't reacting to it like it is. Um, yeah, my friend TJ, you are in uh, their room. It's cool.
What are you scared of?
Oh,
What? They have to answer honestly, right?
Yeah.
Um. Well, I mean, I'm not drunk enough for this yet, but why the hell not? Uh, I'm not too fond of confined spaces. Uh, and mm, failure? What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of people knowing too much.
And they pause and think for a second, and they say, "Yeah, I could drink to that. Let me get you a drink." And they stand up and go to the little mini table to mix something.
And then
Cleric, you are raising your hand.
oh no, it wasn't. I was just pointing, being like, yeah.
I never, I never know if you're trying to interject or you're just emoting.
and I
It's a lot.
I watch Ani do this, and I was like, why don't you want me to find out?
This is another one that I have to answer.
Yeah,
honestly.
those are my two questions.
They kind of pause on their way to the table, rock back in a step. You don't need TJ's history on your back, and then continue on their path again.
Okay.
They'll return shortly. But everyone is kind of circling up.
I think Gabrielle leads over to Cordelia and Cal. It's like, that looks like it's going well. I think there's, they're hitting it off.
Yeah, Sage just has like this really great way of just like breaking down all of your barriers. I don't know, it feels like I've known them a lot longer than I really have. They're really fucking cool.
Definitely exposed is not the right word. Defenseless? No, that seems a little too harsh. It's just very a kind of gravity to them, if that makes sense.
And they're weird.
Hey, like we're all like a little bit weird, like underneath the skin and the fur, we're all like a little bit weird, right?
Hold on.
We're all just a little bit weird.
Yeah, just skin.
No
Exactly.
fur. I didn't say anything about fur.
Neither did I. Nothing
Are y'all
about
furries? We can talk about that. That's fine.
I mean, not
Connected the
currently.
dots.
I just walk
Connected
away
them.
from that comment.
You haven't
I
connected
just like
shit.
leave.
Cordelia takes a bunch of shots. Just, oh shit.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Cal's definitely like fourth shot in.
Ooh,
Yeah, all right.
Sage catches
These are
up.
shots of just straight vodka, right?
yeah.
Alright, Cal's
I think if
definitely
you're
feeling it.
drinking copiously about like around that interaction, as the pregame like continues, it gets closer to the time of the party and people are kind of getting ready to leave. You feel Addison's like kind of hand on your arm. I feel that it is necessary to mention that now that her shoes are on, she's taller than you by a few inches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think every time like she just touches Cal without like him noticing, he just jumps a little bit. He's not used to people sneaking up, or they're not used to people sneaking up on them.
Yeah, and they are also very good at not like being noticed until they arrive. Class was kind of an outlier. To sneak up on an individual person is pretty easy for them. They go, "Hey, you drank a lot. You okay?"
I'm fine. I've I've actually had worse. One of my uncles actually one time when I was like 17, he wanted to get me used to it, so he took me to a bar. He like used I don't know what he did to the bouncer or whatever, but the bouncer like only carded him, and like I guess he intimidated him or something. He made me drink like 14 rum and cokes. Like it was over like 6 hours, so I was fine. But like we stayed there the whole night.
Yeah, my a lot of the guys in my family are like really on that macho stuff. I guess because Addison is Malaysian. This is relevant to like what she's gonna talk about. I guess because a lot of them got like feminized and like underestimated in their careers, that they like try to compensate for it, and whenever they go out, or even when they don't go out, they like drink a ton and then they like pretend to be less drunk than they are.
Oh well, I mean, my uncle likes to drink and then get into bar fights, and he says it numbs it. So when I was in the fight too, because you know,
My
family.
uncles too.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
they're all great fighters from the sounds of it.
Yeah, they a lot of them are into like camping and like hiking and hunting and that kind of like outdoorsy. I just spend a lot of time outside. This is a lot of inside on this ship, actually.
Same. I like to be above deck as much as possible.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Is there a guidance counselor on the boat? Yes, there is. It's a school, so it's school, so it's required to have one. I'm pretty sure. There definitely is one. Okay. Other than that, I think the time for the big party is approaching. But does anyone have anything that they want to resolve with each other or NPCs before the group moves outward?
No,
think
I
so.
think.
Oh.
Did you guys? Oh no. I would say Gabrielle's just chilling, just singing "Kissed by the Rose" by Guns N' Roses, just
That-
doing that.
That's not.
I don't know white people music, and that's that.
Fair enough.
Is it
Sure.
Guns N' Roses? Is it what is it? I just know it from Community. You know, the song with like the Dean and the Jeff just go like. But yeah, that's I think Gabrielle started a self karaoke and is just doing that.
My head is still on the DuckTales music, so
We're just singing along to the DuckTales song.
It's
Cal
like
doesn't know the
a
DuckTales song.
This is
hurricane.
relevant to Sage, but when Sage starts to drink a lot, their sort of mossy essence starts getting a bit stronger because they
Mhm.
sweat when they drink.
Who is smoking? Is it somebody? Or is something around?
Can I do something? Can I use
I'm
Absolutely,
sure you can.
absolutely.
Can I use one of my strings on Gabrielle?
I'm so excited that you say this because I ran like a 10 episode Monster Hearts campaign and it took like half the season for somebody to actually use a string. Please use a string. Do it.
When Gabrielle's about to about to say that out loud, I think Cal will notice. You know what? You know who should be smoking? Why don't you get some of the people here smoking? It's like trying to cover for like Sage.
You know what, Cal? That's a suggestion that I'm gonna do. So yeah, I'll go see if anyone else wants to do that.
Yeah.
Cal does not smoke with you, but no, just suggested it.
Yeah, I'll go. It just goes over to see if anybody else, Cordelia, anybody else on the round wants to do.
Yeah. They're one of the people who is cool with Addison and Ani. These are like relatively cool people on the ship, not in like a major popularity way, but in like an actually cool, so people like them way. For the most part. So one of the people who is attending this pregame is Seth, who is an Australian guy who is doing a semester at sea with y'all, who is known to have the goods. So he has the goods. The goods right now, while you are in deck, will be a vape because no one is trying to smoke in the inside of the cruise ship. But you could smoke on deck if you are careful about it.
Seth, my man, and goes over.
What's up, bro?
Yo, you got what you got it? You got it?
Like this. He points at his backpack. It's like
Let's-
over on the floor on the side of the
Let's
room.
fucking go. And I guess Gabrielle goes to do that and like invites anybody who wants to join, if it's Cordelia or anybody who wants to join through.
Yeah. Ani will join you if you're gonna go. This is maybe something that can take place like before you all head to the party, because you could go up on deck along the way and then finish the rest of the trek to the event. So some people like Addison will join you, but like notably like will not smoke. But like we'll stand there like to like chat. I can't speak for your other characters. But yeah, ultimately some folks start heading out of the room towards the party. You have a little smoke session. You are I want to know where on the deck of a cruise ship would you guys hide to not be spotted by the staff, who are mostly off duty at this point, to be fair. But I'm curious at where y'all would go.
Is it like a situation where members of the staff are like also smoking in the same spot and just both groups are pretending like they're not?
I feel
we
like
don't see 'em?
Cordelia would definitely know where that place is. Like if that place exists, like because she's been there, like she would know where it is. So if you're gonna take everybody there, I would say that
The
is
old
probably.
bingo hall.
Bingo.
No one plays bingo anymore.
I think it has to be open air is the thing, because cruise ship. But I think it's like all the way towards the back of the ship. There's like a maintenance room that some of the staff members will like hang out in, like when they don't want to be bothered by upper management, and like right outside the door there is like where they will like smoke their cigarettes and such. And so you guys just like right around the corner from them, there's like some exchanged glances of understanding and silence.
As we're going up, Cordelia will turn to Sage and be like, "Hey, I noticed that you're maybe getting like a little hot and a little sweaty because there were so many people at the party and like a lot of bodies and stuff. And like I always carry like a little spritzer bottle on me from like Bath and Body Works. It's the scent Sea Breeze. Like, do you want like a spritzer too?"
Okay. Do I stink?
You don't really like stink. You smell like you've been at a party. You know?
Oh.
And like just a lot of people at a party, like good first impressions, you know? Like it's not your fault. Like I probably smell a little sweaty myself, so like I'm just gonna spray myself too. And she's gonna take it out and spray herself. Yeah, no, like we're all in this together. Like we gotta look out for each other, you know? Like
Oh, thanks. I've never had people like, do that before.
yeah, no problem. And besides, in like 2 minutes we're gonna smell like reefer anyway. Or so like who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Who cares? Right. I care, but yeah, let's go.
Oh no. Should I take like a condition or something?
No. That was just me role playing.
Okay.
So
I'm just trying to be like awkward cool.
So yes, your time is shared with some of the goods TM out back in the ship. I'm trying to be somewhat reserved on Twitch.
Who's in trouble?
Yeah.
Please.
Sorry.
No, that's my fault. This was my dominoes I pushed.
So some people are looking more relaxed. Addison is kind of keeping a close eye on it. Is keeping a close eye on it all, and eventually kind of does like the backwards walk tour guide. This is our blue light system, like to get everybody to the banquet hall where the party is. This hall is just called like Carolina Hall. A bunch of them are named after like U.S. states on the ship. This is one of them. You get there and you spent enough time that like you're not the first people there, so it's not weird. It is pretty well organized, as it must be for a ship, for a party like this to like run on a ship properly. You notice that they actually have like one or two people kind of around the bend where you came from, like as a like lookout of sorts, kind of hanging out, pretending to like be doing work in a quiet place, but it's clearly a setup. When you realize you can see one of the bracelets from the party on their arm, so you realize this. As you get there, as you go in, there are the bracelets that make a traffic light party a traffic light party. Essentially how this works is, I guess if there's anyone watching who doesn't know, because that is entirely possible.
Me.
So traffic light party is it's supposed to be like green if you are like open to like talking to people relationship wise, yellow if it's like complicated but like you'll still consider, and red if you are like there like with a partner, you're not interested in talking to people in a like attraction way of any kind. So I will talk to Cleric when he gets back, or Gabrielle, but what bracelets are the rest of you choosing for your for yourselves, for your characters?
Cordelia puts on 4 or 5 green bracelets and turns to Sage and says, I'm just like super open to everything, and I'm like friends with everybody, and people I'm not friends with yet, I want to be even better friends with. So this is like the best way to do it.
Absolutely. So you're going green.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I do have a question. Like how, like when she says she's putting on like 5, like what does that mean? Because like both in character and out of character, I don't know what that means.
So it means nothing like in an actual sense. It's me role playing Cordelia as being like, she's not as socially savvy as she pretends to be, and she's not as popular as she pretends to be.
Okay.
So like yeah. That is not an actual thing that you would do at a real party.
Oh, okay, that was
like having multiple ones of them like really wouldn't like have any.
Okay, that's why I wanted to like make sure.
Probably the opposite effect.
Okay. All right. So I feel like Sage picks up, doesn't really know what like mostly because of me, doesn't know what the colors are. She just picks up yellow because it matches the outfit, and
totally.
She's like, yellow's kind of the in-between color, so it's just like, okay,
totally valid. And what color is Cal picking?
Cal definitely takes like a while. He's like, it almost even goes for red, but then goes for green. It's like, I don't want to talk to people. Fine, and it puts on green.
Interesting. We were just when you were gone, I was having people
grabs all of them.
Wow.
You just have to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to guess what mood Gabrielle's
like,
in.
Standing like between like the both of you, Ani like looks at you both taking multiple colors and goes, if you are doing that, then you probably just want this. And uh, taps the green bracelets on the table and then grabs a yellow one for themselves and puts it on.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Colors clashing. Don't want to do that. Green it be.
Yeah, you don't have to follow their advice, but they have noticed.
Yeah, Cordelia hears that, sees that, and is like, "Oh, I think I read this situation wrong," and will take off all of the extra green bracelets that she grabbed and just kind of very sheepishly put them back on the table.
Listen, Cordelia, I was with you. I was like, hey, listen, what if somebody doesn't want to talk, just wants to chill? Red, we can be red together. What if someone just wants to vibe, not really talk that much? Yellow. If someone wants to chat a lot, I got green. I'm available for any vibe you got, you know? But I get you. I get where you're going. I get where your brain's at.
That's just what the green one means is you're open. It's not like they're not different. Think of it like a door, if that makes it. Red
What
is
kind
like
of
a
door?
closed door. What?
Okay.
What?
No, I was gonna ask you if it's a revolving door or is like an automatic one.
No, like
Like
a
a port
door.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on a ship,
It's
so would it
just
be port door?
The one with
Like
a
port-
hinge that opens and closes.
Is it locked?
Well, if it's red, then probably, yeah.
Why would you have a locked door at a party?
It's a metaphorical door.
Gabrielle,
It's-
even I know why you would have a locked door at a party.
Oh. Huh.
For games?
Cal just stops talking at that comment.
At my house at home, Addison says, at my house at home, when I would have she's just butting in now about like why would you have a locked door at a party is about like where she comes in. I would put all my parents like display stuff in one closet and then lock it so nobody would destroy it.
Smart. I definitely would have.
Destroyed it? Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, well, you know, mostly as a I'd like because I'm very curious about things, so I'm always like, let me pick it up and then usually because I'm drunk, I have butter hands.
It's funny. Yeah, I've been there. That's fair.
You've had butter hands?
Yeah, like where you just can't hold on to anything. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Just hold tighter.
Okay.
I tried that, but sometimes I break them. Like if you hold too
Huh.
tight, then it breaks. Like if you like watch and like picks up a solo cup and like I held it too tight.
No, sorry.
No, you're right.
Yeah, no, I
get
understand
it.
unintentionally breaking things. I do that once a month or so.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
you-
so do I. Oh, no, I think we might no. That was a communication.
Different things I
disconnect.
think
Different
we're talking
things.
about. Although kind of maybe nothing. Never mind.
Listen. And puts I think Gabrielle puts arms around both of you. Is just like, listen, nature is a beautiful thing. We should embrace it. Oh, that's my fucking song! Just fucking books. it.
Yeah. As more people start to come in, the music gets a little better. You notice there's a like someone at like the DJ stand is just like a table that they've dragged over where one of your classmates who is like kind of like an amateur DJ who like likes to make beats and stuff has her laptop and like her headphones like on and is making the tracks. The party is filling up slowly as people kind of like even that you came with begin to like disperse to talk to other people that they saw that they know, or to go dance, to get drinks, etc., etc. You have free reign of the ballroom for now. It wouldn't be a Monster Hearts game without a party.
I think Cal's definitely like wallflowering it, like staying to the edges. But like
Yeah.
keeping an eye on everyone he knows there, or they know there. Like just like
Yeah.
Probably like a little jealous of Cordelia just walking up to, I'm assuming, a lot of people and talking.
Whether they want her to or not.
Yeah, Cordelia knows everybody. Opinions vary, as opinions of pretty much every person that exists vary among large groups of people. Um, but there are definitely people who are like hyped to see you. Sage, are you going to be around with Cordelia, or do you have your own plans?
My plans were basically to also mix between like wallflowering and then like moving through the crowd, and kind of like that scene in like The Office where like Angela sneaks up on Dwight, where I just kind of stand by people and like listen on conversations but don't really contribute anything, and then just like go off on my own.
That's fair enough. So, I guess you see firsthand kind of how Cordelia kind of is a good listener. This is something that you can pick up on as she goes around the room. When she speaks to people, she always like remembers things about them, and she's able to check in on them with like a level of care that isn't entirely superficial. Like if somebody's family got a new pet, like when they were gone, she's like, oh, like how is the cat doing? Like she remembers these things, and that is definitely something special. At one point, actually, I kind of want to roll a die to see which one of you I like victimized.
Oh no.
Or not victimized, but like throw an NPC at.
Oh no.
At the your worst fear and interaction. Okay, it's a 1 for Amanda, a 2 for VJ, a 3 for Cleric, a 4 for Milan, because that's the order you're in on my screen. That is a 1. Congratulations, Sage.
I was just like, yes, like the most awkward person in the party.
Yeah. So, there is another person there, she's basically like a hyper femme funky earring lesbian, who she has the red bracelet on, and she was kind of just like on her phone taking like a few photos, maybe Shazammed a song at one point, and she is actually, I'll tell you, she's looking for food right now. She's looking around for like the snack table and cannot seem to find it. And as she comes up to you, she sees your hat, and she is wearing earrings with frogs. And she says, "Oh my gosh, your hat is so cool. How have I never met you before? Oh my gosh, I'm Missy." And she puts her hand out for you.
I shake it. I'm going to use my icebreaker to see what happens. That is going to be... Let's see, what am I rolling with? With dark. That's going to be a 7, so I have one question.
Okay.
So I go, I'm Sage. Yeah, I'm
Ooh,
new.
like the plant.
Yeah, like the plant.
That's a really cool name. You're new?
Yeah.
Do you want to come around with me? I was actually gonna head out. I've been trying to find like some fucking chips. I'm starving. I should have eaten before I came here, but I don't want to drink anymore before I eat anything else. You want to walk and talk?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go with you.
And Cordelia, you see Sage being dragged off by the nicest person you know.
Oh.
This is Missy is kind of a person that can like talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. So she'll just start going on, and you'll actually get some information about TJ that I think Ani didn't want to give you. Like, yeah, like I knew that there was a new person coming aboard, but like I totally didn't know who it was and I didn't know when they were coming. I think everyone was kind of bummed when TJ had to leave, but it was like also like the best thing for them. Like they really weren't doing so well and like they were like seeing things and it was like kind of creepy and like I don't really know like what was going on. I don't know if anything necessarily like on like meds or whatever. I mean like I'm on meds too, but like it's like different meds. Um and it's just like I don't know. It's like weird because they were like kind of like a presence and like they didn't realize that they were a presence, but like they definitely were. But like you seem super cool, so it's actually like kind of awesome that you get to be with us and like I hope you like it and like that you've been here so far. I maybe you mm, I
And then that's
sorry,
when
I
I
am
butt in
yeah,
and I
yeah.
say, what do you wish I'd do?
Okay. Direct with it.
Wait,
What do
what
you
words
wish I
wish? Okay.
What do you wish I'd do?
Uh oh. Um uh I like I said, I wasn't really planning on talking to anybody, but you seem cute and nice. I was hoping that you'd hang out for a while.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That sounds cool.
Cool.
Cool. So, yeah, you were saying something about like TJ saw something or something?
Oh, yeah. At this point, she has finally found like somebody brought like some chips like in like a reusable like shopping bag, like a few bags of them that like were never put out. So she finally like found one and is like setting out like the bag so other people can take from them when she does. Um, yeah. TJ was always like pretty like I don't know like on point, like really um in control of like everything that they did. Like they weren't like super impulsive or anything like that. Um, and they like started like having like these dreams about like the ocean and like these like giant like tidal waves and stuff. Like they told some people it was on their Finsta, and then they said that like one night they saw this monster from their dreams like out on the water and um there was like no footage of it or anything. Like I wanted to believe them so much, but it wasn't good for them, and they would be like freaking out about like the monster like tailing the ship. And they would say things about like voices like telling them like they needed to go like this way or the other way and to like dissipate this and that. It was like a bunch of like man, I don't really know what it was. We haven't really heard from them because they've been like MIA since they left. But yeah.
God, I kind of want to like use gaze into the abyss, but I don't know what I would be looking for.
Um, I mean, it is ultimately up to you. You could gaze into the abyss for further insight on like what TJ truly saw and heard.
Yeah, I feel like I
If
would
you would
probe
like,
more into that.
yeah,
So,
by all means,
yeah.
gaze away.
All right, 4, 6, 4 is 10, and with dark, I think that's gonna be an 11.
Ooh my, ooh my.
So
That is
I'm just like very direct about like.
your dice are on fire, my guy.
Oh.
On a 10 up, the abyss shows you lucid visions and you take one forward addressing them. So I am going to lucid visions. So I am going to give you like kind of like a series of like images or like short like clips that like you would see in your head. Yeah, you kind of decide to focus on this. You reach out to this kind of like the natural world that you've always been so in tune with, that is a part of you, and in return it kind of it shows you what it means. You see first you see a what's it called, a kavana, which is it's like this it's the covered thing that like boats are kept in, like when they're like docked in the water. it's like this big like pyramidic structure, and you see it with kind of a stormy. No one needs to ask me to use the bathroom. I am not your teacher. Just go.
We're just nervous.
It's so funny. I just like now that it's
Just
the third time, I'm like enough.
We're just nervous.
You see the the Kavana with kind of like very very gray like pre-rain sky with like nearly completely still ocean water. The second thing you see transitions to sort of like a spectral or a ghastly like flash like most stereotypically like what it would look like a ghost like rushing across a hallway. You wouldn't recognize where this is on the ship, but you would know that like this is like on the ship somewhere. And then you see that there's like writing in like a notebook in like all caps, like handwriting. It's misaligned on the lines that just says, let me go home, let me go home, let me go home, let me go home, over and over again. I think that's a decent gaze.
Yeah. 'Cause I feel like I'm imagining these things like as Missy tells me, sort of like
yeah. Oh, and I guess I should note like the monster that they think they see. It's like a similar kind of like spectral to that ghost figure, but like out on like the moving water. Like when you look out on the ship, you can kind of like see like the. Have you ever seen bioluminescence in the ocean before?
Yes, I have.
So it's kind of like a more concentrated version of that. Like it looks like something was moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so like I'm imagining these things are coming up to me as Missy is talking. And the only thing I could just go is like, oh, that sounds really bad. And then just blurts it out. Is this ship haunted?
Oh, I mean, there's like the rumor about that captain, but I don't really believe in that stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because that, I mean, I like that stuff, but you know.
I guess like I like it as a story, but I don't think that it's actually haunted, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people always talk about this guy, what's his name? And she's like munching tortilla chips. Captain Peterson, he was like the captain of this place ages ago, and he like had a heart attack or something when they were docked somewhere in Italy. Yeah, people say that he haunts the place. But I don't know.
Cool. That sounds really awesome.
Yeah.
And you start, and for the first time, I think you actually see Sage start like having some emotion that's not just like confusion or like just absolutely like scared of like interaction.
What is the emotion that we see here?
Excitement.
Okay, interesting. All right. I'm gonna victimize one more of you at this party, I think, before we close up. So I will make the same dice roll with the same numbers to see who it is. Oh, that fell off. Okay. That is a 2, so a Cordelia time. So I actually think that Ani heads over to you, and they have a drink in their hand. They're kind of like holding it like this, like in both of their hands, and they say, do you mind just like being really excited to see me for a second? Because I don't. And she points to somebody who like they point to somebody who they were talking to before who like seems personally nice, but like sometimes you're just like not in the mood. And so they're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna chill here for a while.
Yeah, of course. Like totally. That was a great
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah. Wait, that's actually
That's such a great joke.
that was actually iced tea down my throat.
Cool.
And that was like iced tea in my windpipe. That's okay. Yeah, seriously, like, thank you for coming, by the way. It really has been a while, and thank you for bringing like all your pals. Also, Addison like really wanted Cal to come, and I was gonna try to talk to Gabrielle, but he's always like busy, and the camera cuts to that.
Just Gabrielle going hard on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Cordelia looks at you and says, "Hey, I mean, they're wearing a green wristband, so it's like totally okay to go up and talk. Like that's like the whole point of the party, right? So like no time like the present."
But you don't like talk to somebody. Like if somebody tries to talk to me when I have my headphones on, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that is kind of like a little bit of mixed signals, but like it's them, right? So like what does Gabrielle love more than attention?
Nearly dying, I think.
Okay, like that's like maybe like a second runner up, like pretty close. But, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like maybe like take some liquid courage and why not?
Yeah, I should maybe actually, I feel bad. I've been like drinking just their mixer. I should maybe put some alcohol in this. Like this is literally just Dr. Pepper.
Oh God, I've had like way too much. Like I took like 7 catch-up shots. So like, do you want like the rest of my drink?
Oh, I'll take, we can swapsies if you want. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
I probably should switch to
Here,
just Dr. Pepper.
if you drank too much, they like go in their bag. They pull out like these like sugar-free like peanut butter crackers, and like I'm actually diabetic, so I always have these. So here, sorry,
Okay.
they might like make your stomach feel a little weird because sugar-free isn't like the best with gas, but it is what it is.
Cordelia will take it from you and eat it, but eat it in a very like strange way, like very like front teeth first, almost like some kind of like mole or rodent, like chopping it down very quickly, like very animalistic. And she swallows and says, "Oh, thank you. Like it's actually pretty good."
Yeah, I mean they're not bad. I've been through like a few of the brands. You kind of get used to it after a what. And at this point, they are cut off as a like marvelous. I would do it if it wasn't 11 at night and we weren't all wearing headphones. A marvelously loud, like glass shattering screech echoes through the room, and pretty much everything stops besides the music. Like all chatter stops, and then the music is cuts off right afterwards. Everybody looks around to try to figure out who it was. But nobody, like, nothing is wrong. Like, there's no one, like, passed out. Like, there's nothing, like, no one knows where the scream came from. And, like, one of the people running the party ends up kind of, like, standing on a chair to kind of, like, survey, be like, is everyone okay? Like calling out, and there's like some general nods and stuff. You eventually see the DJ girl take her headphones off and go, "Holy shit!" And call someone over. Is anyone nearby that's going to come look? Because a crowd is going to come form, kind of like around her laptop setup. And you can see that it says, like, she had like a bunch of tabs open with different music and stuff, and you can see almost like somebody wrote on the screen, like in marker. It's like above everything else. It says, "Let me go home, let me go home, let me go home, let me go home," in like block letters over and over again. And the DJ girl, who is usually pretty calm, starts to like panic, and she's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And Seth, who is actually a computer science major, is like, hold on. And they let him through the crowd, and he opens the terminal on the laptop, and like he tries to open like the task manager and like go through the programs, and he just can't like get it to go away. And eventually he looks around at a silent, dead party. And with that, the episode will close. You can tune in next week to see what the hell that is all about, and for our docking in the port of Venice in the morning.
I was this close to saying that that Gabriel grabs it and throws it and says, "This is Buradia," and just throws it.
If you want to do that, you can, but there are consequences.
No, I'm keeping it silent.
How
It's appropriate.
Venice is a part of Italy, isn't that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I'm worried about Sage up on the deck.
Wait, Sage is out on the deck?
Wait.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were.
No, we found.
No, they're just like kind of walking around the ballroom, looking like in like supply closets and stuff, trying to find stuff. But nobody left the banquet hall. So, yes, outros. That is a thing. Claire, take it away.
Oh, okay.
Where can we find you? Yeah.
Yeah, all right. We're through like 2-3 hours in the stream. I can do my full actual intro. What up? It's your local fuck up Cleric here. You can find me at cleric_34 on Twitter and TikTok. You can see me do mostly shitpost on both of those. But if you want to hear my voice more long term, you can listen to the podcast Monster Fuckers Anonymous, a show where we talk about monsters, talk about their lore, talk about all their media representation, and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 whether or not you, yes, you listening, yes, you sitting in front of your computer listening to this show right now, you should have sex with those monsters. Some are good, some are bad, some are medium, but all of them are sexy. But yeah, that's where you can find me. Our next episode is next week. We go bi-weekly, so next episode will release next Saturday. But we have a current episode with Princess Calamity talking about Dead by Daylight.
Okay, next up is Amanda.
Hi.
Who also did tech for us today.
Yeah, I'm the tech. So if you see me texting, it's because I'm entering the Nightbot commands into chat as we speak. Hi, I'm Amanda. I am the co-tech here at TTRPG. I am your friendly neighborhood TTRPG goblin. I'm a dice goblin. I do digital media stuff. Basically anything that's behind the scenes, I want a part of it. You can find me at Panda Cabra on Twitter and at Instagram at Panda X Cabra because someone is hoarding the Panda Cabra name on Instagram, and that sucks. So yeah, I'm going to pass it off. I'm trying to remember who was next.
I think it was Milan is next.
Yes.
I think that's the way that I went, yeah.
Hey, I'm Milan, also known as Mallardman. You can find me over on twitter.com/MallardMan_, Twitch as @MallardMan. Yeah, I do streaming on my Twitch account, and I do a lot of nonsense on my Twitter, so you should follow that for that stuff. The only thing I have to shout out really is that next Monday you should catch me over on Neon Lights Roleplay, where I will be running the finale of the Kindred of Fog City.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I got.
And VJ.
Hi, I'm VJ Stonecraft. You can find me on Twitter at VJ_Stonecraft. I'm a TTRPG podcaster, streamer, and I'm currently writing for Cthulhu by Gaslight for a project that I can't legally talk about. I'm also the keeper for Lovelinscraft. It's a Call of Cthulhu podcast. You can find me in the cast over at Crossroads Games. On Mondays, I'm on Goblin Cave TV playing Monsters of the Week. On Sundays this month, you can find me on Tavernaut. I'm playing It's Not Easy Being Delta Green. I fight the Mythos and the Muppets.
Why would you fight the Muppets? I love the Muppets.
They
Kermit's
have
out
grown many appendages and they're kind of freaky.
Listen, Gonzo's had
You
it
could
coming
sleep
for
with them.
years.
You could sleep with them.
Phenomenal.
No.
Do,
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 do. Okay.
do.
I'm Max. You can find me anywhere that I want you to find me on the internet at Arcane Goth. You can find me a lot of places coming up because I'm very busy. In real life, I am assisting a vendor at Anime NYC, so I will be there the weekend before Thanksgiving. In December, I will be at PAX Unplugged. Come say hello. For streams, next Tuesday, I will be here. On November the 6th, I will be in the 24-hour charity thing with Friends Who Roll Dice. I am playing Cypher with some cool folks. Then the week after that, starting on the Monday, I'm doing Thirsty Sword Lesbians with Take Your Roll, which is a debuting Twitch channel that is focusing on platforming BIPOC in the tabletop streaming community, run by Shadow Ace / Joel, who I think is here enough to be called a friend of the channel. And then after that, I don't know. My schedule actually makes me want to cry right now. I don't want to talk about it. Come watch the streams. Come back next week. See the stuff that I wrote because I actually think that is pretty cool.
Also,
But also go to sleep now. Yeah.
I forgot to mention, this Saturday I will also be on this channel again. We will be doing a TTRPG designer showcase of Blazing Him by Peach Garden Games. It's going to be basically imagine like fighting mech anime but with like teenagers and music, where we fight God. So that should be a really fun stream. That starts at 11 a.m. Pacific, and I will be there as well. So yeah, make sure to check that out.
Come out to the channel.
All right, I think we are heading out. So good night, everyone, and have a good day or evening or whatever time you're seeing this at. Okay.